What's up, guys? Today's day 6, January 6th, technically January 7th. It's 2 a.m. We're just doing the daily check-in video to talk about what I'm working on, where I'm at with things, and my goal to become a millionaire. So every day we just do a little video talking about, I don't know, I just babble. That's all. I just babble for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm really tired. This one's gonna be short, so I wanna go over what I did today and break down what I need to do tomorrow. So what did I need to call Jacob? Oh, that Jacob. Yep, good. Did David, not Nelson. Workflows. I cooked my food. I didn't get groceries, but I don't really need groceries, I guess. Need to figure out Bryce. Did some of that. I need to do more. So we got a decent amount of things done. Obviously, not a whole bunch. So we're just gonna keep chugging along and get some shit done for tomorrow. Figure out what tomorrow looks like. So tomorrow is the 7th. Objective is 500K by most important task tomorrow. What am I doing tomorrow? Dude, tomorrow's gonna suck. Actually, I'm only filming for one person, so. I've gotta call Bryce. I didn't call Nelson, so I've gotta call Nelson. I need to get back to Brandon. Fucking filming with David. I still need to vacuum. I still need to mop. I'd say that's about it, honestly. I do want to get my this was a good thing that came out of today. I had a meeting with my coach and we broke down the framework that they use in their program to do 13 touch points before you end up booking a client or closing a client. And so, for example, what I used to do with my calls to my clients was we would do a discovery call or some kind of call, and let's do a strategy call. And then we'd talk for 20, 30 minutes, and I'm like, okay, cool. Here's the price. What do you think? And they're like, cool, sounds good. And then I'll never hear from them again. That happened so many times. And what I started doing now is I have more of a system, right? Discovery call, qualify, strategy call, close. And that's worked quite a bit better. But what he's suggesting is having it break down into, okay, well, what if you book a strategy call, or what if you book a discovery call? And what if you automate some of your systems to send them emails, send them updates, send them results, send them reviews, send them thoughts, send them a little Loom video talking about whatever before the second call. So it's okay, they see content, 1 touch point, they book the discovery call, 2 touch points. After the discovery call, I send them some stuff 3, I send them stuff the other day, I send them a reminder 4, 5, 6. Then we can, the more points you can get, the more ways you can interact with them. Theoretically, the better connected they are to you, so that you have a higher chance of closing on the actual call, right? And so that's kind of the idea there, is breaking that down. And so I do want to add in the frameworks for Tom Need to do that. I need to do Derek's videos too. Need to check in on the editors, and I need to weekly check-ins. Boom. All right. I'm thankful for Joey, thankful for my mom, and I'm thankful for Cool. All right. So there we go. That's pretty much the gist of what I got to get done tomorrow. What I try to get done. Having this booklet and being able to break it down this way has been really useful for me, because there's way more than that. But I look at it on that paper and I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's no way I can get all of that done. If I get a fraction of that done, I'm happy. You know, I'm happy. I'm getting stuff done. I'm moving along in the right direction. So if I filled this thing up, I'd be like, there's no way. But just doing it piece by piece, you can see, okay, what's actually possible, right? Because those are tasks that I need to get done. But I've got like 4 discovery calls in the morning. I've got to drive and go get blood work done. I've got to go film. And then maybe if I'm lucky, I'll have a block of 3 to 4 hours to get some of this stuff done. But then shit comes up. You got somebody calling you. You got somebody asking a question. I got the team. Just question after question after question. Oh my gosh. So anyway, oh man. I don't know what to do. Honestly, I feel today and yesterday, I feel like super overwhelmed with just so many moving pieces. And it's like, I'm not necessarily behind, right? Things are getting done, things are getting delivered for the clients, and that's good. But I'm the bottleneck in so many different areas. And it's just not quite at the point where I can hire the talent to remove myself from being the bottleneck. And maybe I don't need to. I was listening to something earlier today, and it's like, yeah, you know, my first time, maybe it was yesterday, my first time going and running my business, I just thought, yeah, you know, revenue is great, like, and trying to get more revenue. And he's like, doesn't sound profound when you say it, but it's all about profit. And I'm like, oh, that's a good point. Because as I've scaled this thing, right, to get past $5,000 a month, I had to invest some more money. To get past 10 grand a month, I had to invest more money. To get past 20 grand a month, I had to invest more money. And so like, at what point do you have to, like, at what point do you quit throwing money at it and just be happy with where you're at? Like, at what point do you maximize where you're at? You look at it and say, okay, we're doing 20 to get to 40. I'm going to have to invest in this team here. And that's going to cost $5,000 a month. Maybe you're good at 20. Maybe you cap it out and you say, yeah, that's all I can take, 20. I mean, shit, 20 people at $4,000 a month, or 5 people at $4,000 a month would be 20. 10 people at $4,000 would be 40, and that would be good. Like, I think I would be happy with that. I wouldn't even try to turn it into $1 million thing. I mean, I'd make $1 million in a couple of years if I just stayed at that pace, but 10 people at 4, that is not bad. 10 people. But then again, if you do 20 at 4, that's 80, and that's damn near $1 million a year. But yeah, focusing on the profit, because I can keep expanding the team so that we can handle more, and so that we can do more edits, and we can handle more clients and all of that stuff. But is that really what I want? Do I want to be, I've got 2 hours worth of meetings with the team tomorrow and Wednesday. That's not fun, right? I don't necessarily want to be doing that. So I got to find that balance. Like, where is it at where I can confidently bring in the money I need to bring in without spending all the money on delivering and bringing in that money? And so right now I'm looking at the 2 different things that I have. Ads are not hard. It's pretty easy to get decent results with ads. Organic social is hard in terms of creating the content, posting the content, like the infrastructure needed to deliver organic. I was talking about this with somebody earlier, is a lot higher. And I feel like I could charge similar prices for both. And so maybe I need to lean into ads more because it's cheaper for me to deliver and the price point's the same. And then you just build up those results and you're in a pretty good spot. So I'm thinking about that. I'm not trying to change my offer a bunch. I like where it's at. Like I like what it is. And yeah, I don't know. I guess it's good. But when I look at profitability and what takes up the most time, is like the organic side takes up the most time, and it's the one that it's harder to charge the most for. So how does that balance? You know what I mean? Like, where does that go? Why would I grow the complex part if I could grow an easy part? I don't know. So anyway, that's that on the business. I've been going to the gym consistently. That feels really good. I had a revelation today that it's more about becoming that identity that you have, right? Like when I would go to the gym, it always feels like a chore because I don't necessarily want to. I've got a million other things to do. It's like, it's something I'm doing so I can look good and, you know, get sex easier or whatever, right? It's not something that I do because I genuinely care. I just don't want to look fat and ugly and want to be able to, like, you know, be attractive. And it's a vanity thing, right? But I started thinking more about it, and a lot of the things that have been happening in the last few weeks, I'm making a lot of changes in my life because I don't identify with that person anymore, right? I see myself as a higher person in a different position, and so therefore some of the actions that I'm taking are naturally going to align with that, right? So if I'm just think about it, right? If you look at yourself and you're like, yeah, well, I'm a businessman, and that's just what businessmen do. The decisions you make, the actions that you take with that framework, with that mental model, are going to be very different than if you say, oh yeah, well, my family's been unhealthy, I'm unhealthy, that's just how it is. Or you say, I'm a traveler, I'm a singer, I'm a whatever, like whatever thing you identify with, those decisions really do, they come from that, right? So I'm religious, I'm not religious, health is important, health isn't important, all of those things. And so when you get to create whatever that is for you, and for me, when I look at that and I just have a rough idea of like, okay, well, if I met myself 10 years from now, how would I want to carry myself? How would I want to act? Like, what would that look like? And when you map it out, when you see it, you're like, okay, well, you know, I make decisions promptly, right? I'm not afraid of conflict. I'm in shape because that's important to me, because it makes you live longer. It makes you more respectable in business. There's just so many other things with it. It's like, I don't spend my money like a jackass. I have things to show for it. Like all of these things, and I map it out and I'm like, fuck, that's where I want to be, right? And so when you have a clearer picture of that, when I go to Circle K to get an energy drink and I'm like, oh, should I get some donuts? It's like, no, bitch, you don't eat donuts. That's not what the higher power of yourself does. You're not a donut eating dude, you're this. And having that framework makes things a lot easier because you're not doing things, like it doesn't feel like you're making a hard choice on whether or not you should do these things. It just feels like it's not even a choice. It's like, oh yeah, I don't do that, right? I'm straight edge, I don't smoke. I'm straight edge, I don't drink. I'm sober, I don't drink. Like those things, versus when you go out and you say, well, I don't really drink. It's just such a powerful framework when you have that identity associated with who you are and what you do. And I'm trying to figure out what that looks like for me. I don't know exactly what it is. Like I have a rough vision, the typical one, right, that most people have. And I want to unlock that. I want to see what that is. And I just want to have a clear fucking guide that I can say, you know, does the person that I am do things like this? Does the person that I am make decisions like this, have habits like this, like act this way? And I want to be able to just ask myself that and cut the bullshit and like not be torn. It's like, oh, well, should I go to the gym today or not? It's like, bitch, That's what you do. What do you mean? Why is that even a question? So I'm trying to outline that and figure it out. We'll see how it goes. It's that thing like discipline's temporary, right? Or no, motivation's temporary, discipline's permanent. And it's easy. Like, it's the first of the year. I'm doing the videos. I'm fired up. I started getting my shit together late December. Like, I'm ahead of the game. Everything feels good. But it's really just like, how long is this gonna last, you know? And the sooner you can just say, hey, this is me. It's not about staying determined. It's not about being motivated to do it. It's like, this is what I do. And I had that realization Sunday where it's like, dude, I just need to get the list of shit done before I go to bed. I need to quit being lazy. I just need to do the stuff. I just need to do it and get it done. And then I can worry about everything else. And so that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so anyway, it's been a pretty crazy month because towards the end of December, I had a handful of people cancel, and we're bringing on new people at better price points. So I'm excited for that, but I'm also kind of stressed because it was like a whole first week of December, no money coming in. And I'm like, not good. I got to pay the team. I got to pay the editors. I got to buy stuff. Where's the money? So that's been stressful. This whole relationship, not relationship thing has been kind of stressful, and I need to figure that out. I don't know how to handle all this. Here's the thing. This is what I was thinking of this today. I was walking the dog. Last thought I'll leave you with. If I stay single for the next 5 years and I just keep fucking working like I am, I'll have a lot of money. I guarantee it, right? No distractions. Sex here and there, but no distractions, no emotional bullshit to deal with. And I'd have a lot of money, but I wouldn't feel happy. And I'm starting to realize that, like, I do want somebody to do life with and go on adventures and like experience this, because this journey that I'm on is just the beginning, and the path that I think it's going to take me on is going to be really fun. Kind of fucked up, but it's going to be fun. And I want to have somebody to experience that with. I want somebody to support me while I'm doing that and just be a part of the journey. And like, yeah, I do want that. And I think it would make it a lot more fulfilling for me, is building that life with somebody. So I think that is one of my focuses this year, is getting that shit figured out. And I think to do it right, I have a lot of my own shit that I need to process and work through before I can be the person that I want to be. And that's tough, but I think it's better. You know, it's a lot of work for potentially high reward. And the whole building the business and building the life thing is fun when you have somebody to do it with. But by yourself, it just, like, dude, towards the end of last year, I was doing really good, but it was just like the same shit every day, and there's no fulfillment. I didn't feel fulfilled. And now with this option in mind of like, oh, well, maybe I could feel fulfilled, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more inspiring. It's like, cool, I want to build $1 million business now. I want to do this. I want to do this. You know, so I can have the things that I want, so I can provide the life for my kids that I wasn't able to have. So I could, like, all of these things. And that's the cool thing about life. Like, we're completely in control of what we do and our choices and who we interact with and how we interact and how we build things. And it's such a weird thing when I see people who feel stuck or powerless. And it's like, you can literally do anything you want. You just have to do it. You just have to decide and fucking do it and figure out how. And with the internet, with AI, it's all out there. It's all out there. So I'm gonna work on figuring out who I am, these touch points in my funnel. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for day 7. And yeah, peace.